All praises to Ahayah and Ahayah alone. For Ahayah alone is our master, alone is our savior, alone is our redeemer, alone is our king. Yada Ahayah. This is Brother Holly with the second Word of Truth broadcast here on the Ahayah House channel, as well as the House of Ahayah channel on this set apart Sabbath day. First and foremost, as always, happy Sabbath to all the children of Jacob, no matter where you are or who you are around the world. Happy Sabbath to you. Take your rest, enjoy your day, and know that this is a day Ahayah has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. All praises. We're reading from the Learned Pale Hebrew Torah, Lashwan Kodash, Holy Tongue, Yasha Ahayah Bible Scriptures. Shout out to all of you who put in the comment section a few weeks ago saying, man, Brother Holly, we missed that you didn't say that. We're back at it, as always, children, and we're going to continue to be back at it. And I'd like to just say, forgive me if I'm pronouncing my words a little off. Like I explained in the first broadcast, I had kind of a dental accident. I fractured a filling, and I made it through lunch. Oh, praises. It's really hard to concentrate to eat on a side that you're not accustomed to eating on without moving food over to the way you're normally chewing. So I'm just having to be very careful, and Ahayah is keeping me through this, keeping me pain-free. All praises. Turn me, if you will, to Psalms chapter 2. And the subject of this second broadcast is Let the Heathens Rage. The heathens' children have been raging out all over the world. Not just in America, but around the world. Why, Brother Holly? Two reasons. One, the day of Ahayah approaches, and that's a day they dread. It's not a day of happiness for nobody, for no human being. It's in Amos. He said, why you even calling for the day of Ahayah? For you know that day is a day of darkness and no light. And two, with the day approaching, their reign of terror over the children of Jacob has come to an end. All praises. We have returned to our most high power, and he has returned unto us all praises. That's why they upset. That's why they twisted. That's why they mad. Let's read it. Why do the heathens rage? This is Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Now, we know that the thoughts of the wicked are vain. So whatever they're thinking about is something vain, something useless, something that cannot benefit them or us in any way. Why are you even listening to the heathens? They imagine vain things. Their thoughts, their ideas, everything about them is useless. And we have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that their useless testament, called the New Testament, is just that, a vain thing. I'll read it again. Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together. So they're in cahoots against Ahayah and against his anointed, saying, get my first time out. You're saying right there, I know who the Hamashiach is. I knew the Hamashiach is how some of you Hebrew Christianites say it. Hamashiach. I know who the anointed one is. That's JC. That's your idol Shai. That's Noshua, whatever you call him. Let's find out who the anointed one that Ahayah says the anointed one. Let's read it. Turn, if you will, hold your place in Psalms 2. We're going back. Turn over to 2 Samuel chapter 22, and we're going to read from the end of chapter 22 into chapter 23 for context sake. chapter 22, this is 2 Samuel 22 and 50. Therefore, this is David speaking, therefore I will give thanks unto you, O Ahayah, among the heathen. So, we talking about the heathen in both places. Here in 2 Samuel 22, we talking about the heathen. And in Psalms 2, we talking about being amongst the heathen again. And we're watching them rage out in Psalms 2. But here David is talking about something Ahayah has done for him while he was in the midst of them. I'll read it again. 2 Samuel 22 and 50. Therefore I will give thanks unto you, Ahayah. Among the heathen I will sing praise unto your name. He is a tower of salvation for his king. Who is Ahayah's king? Who is the self-appointed king that Ahayah picked? Who is Ahayah's hand-picked king? That would be David. And we're going to see that David is not only Ahayah's hand-picked king, David is his Mashiach as well. His anointed one. I'm going to read it. It's right here. We ain't got to go far. Psalms, Salaki. 2 Samuel 22 and 51. He is the tower of salvation for his king and shows mercy to his anointed. Now, two people have been identified. Ahayah's king and Ahayah's anointed one. Ahayah's Mashiach. Ahayah's Hamashiach. Two people have been identified. Two positions have been identified. Now we're going to find out who it is. He is a tower. This is 2 Samuel 22, 51 again from the top. He is the tower of salvation for his king and shows mercy to his anointed, unto David. Give me my second time out. The man David. The man that was speaking in Psalm chapter 2. We're going to find out that David speaking in the Psalms, speaking here, speaking there, and speaking everywhere, that was a high spirit speaking through him. We're going to find that out in a moment. But suffice to say, it's the man David, not some so-called son of David. There's teachings on this channel right now that you can go to about a month and a half ago, where we say that the last Messiah that was going to be raised up to sit on David's throne is donezo. He was called Ahayah or Jokaniah. They even changed the name trying to hide him. But that was the one that Ahayah said he the last of the line. And Ahayah's going to fulfill the promise he made unto David with David himself, according to Jeremiah 36 and Ezekiel 37. Ahayah going to fulfill that prophecy with David. He going to raise David from the dead. David prophesied. Because like I just said a moment ago, we're going to read where when David was talking in the Psalms, wherever he talking, it was the Spirit speaking through him. But I digress. 2 Samuel 22:51 again. He is the tower of salvation for his king, and shows mercy to his anointed, or to his Mashiach, unto David, and to his seed forevermore. Oh, brother, I know what his seed is. I just told you. Ahayah fulfilled that and said it plain that Conaniah or Jokaniah was the last one of his seed to sit on his throne. He's the last. But the teachings, both teachings, the last and the last Messiah and the coming Messiah are on these channels. All you gotta do is look. 2 Samuel 23:1. Now these are the last words of David, the son of Jesse. So you can't mess this up and say there's some prophecy about your Ahayah. Now, your Ahayah ain't no son of Jesse. He's the son of Joseph, allegedly. He's the son of Ahayah, allegedly. We're going to dissect that in the coming weeks. We're going to show from the Tanakh who the actual factual son of Ahayah is. We've already done teachings on it, but we're going to bang on that. Because this is part of the complete dismantling of the New Testament. Oh, I ain't done dismantling it. Because too many of y'all still clinging to it. No matter how much evidence is thrown in your face. And we're going to look at them scare tactic verses too. Matter of fact, if Ahayah wills be so that I live, his kingdom tarry and the earth remain, we might do that next week. I pray that, this thing in my mouth gets taken care of, rectified by then. But suffice to say, we may do that next week. All praises. 2 Samuel 23:1 again. Now these be the last words of David, the son of Jesse, said, and the man who was raised up on high. Do I need to call another time out? Was David raised up on high? Does it say that? I'm not making that up. Was David ascended on high? Or am I making that up? The man who was raised up on high, the anointed of the Almighty Ahayah of Jacob, or the Mashiach, or the Messiah of the Almighty Ahayah of Jacob. Who? David, son of Jesse, is the Messiah, the Mashiach, the Hamashiach of the Almighty Ahayah of Jacob. And the sweet psalmist of Yeshaiah, this is what he said. The spirit of, verse 2, 2 Samuel 23:2. This is David talking. The Hamashiach, the Messiah, the King, the sweet songstress, the son of Jesse, the man who Ahayah raised up on high. This is who's talking. 2 Samuel 23:2. The spirit of Ahayah spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. Did I not tell you I was going to show you in black and white so you can read it for yourself that David was speaking by the spirit of Ahayah? The Almighty Ahayah of Yeshaiah said, the rock of Yeshaiah spake to me. He that rules over men must be just, ruling in the fear of Almighty Ahayah. And he shall be as the light of the morning. Man, give me mine next time. I don't know how many I got left. How many I got left? Somebody tell me. I think I got one left. So who's the light of the morning? Who is the bright morning star? Is that see that liar over in the New Testament cosplays David left and right. Everything said about David, he cosplayed. I'm gonna be raised up on high. I'm the light of the world. I'm the bright morning star. Over and over again. If it was said about David, it was said about him. Wow. Did David say that somebody else was going to be the morning star? Or the light of the morning? Nope. I'll keep reading. And he shall be, this is 2 Samuel 23:4. And he shall be as the light of the morning, when the sun rise, even a morning without clouds, as the tender grass springing out of the earth by clear shining after rain. Although my house be not so with the Almighty Ahayah, yet he hath made with me an everlasting covenant. What? Who got an everlasting covenant made with them? David. Ordered in all things and sure, for this is my salvation and all my desire, although he maketh it not to grow. It ain't for a time yet. It's for the time yet to be. All right, back to Psalm chapter 2. Now, we've identified who the anointed one is. who the Hamashiach is, who Ahayah's Hamashiach is, who the anointed king is. We've identified that. It's David, son of Jesse. Not some charlatan to come 1,800 years later. Back to Psalms 2 verse 1 again. Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Oh, let's find out. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Ahayah and against his anointed, saying. What do they say today? Oh, no. Everything promised to David? No, that goes to Jesse. That goes to Jesse. That goes to Jesse. That's what they say. That's what the heathens say today. That goes to Jesse. Everything that went to David goes to Jesse. They run here and try to. Since this verse was some of the verses found in Psalm 2 were dragged into the New Testament, they go, oh yeah, we was talking about him then. That's why he was talking about. We reading who he was talking about. That's why we read it the way we did. That's why I went to 2 Samuel chapters 22 and 23 so you could hear it read for yourselves. You can look at it for yourselves. The Tanakh is self-contained. It doesn't need the New Testament for nothing. Wow. Digress. I know. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Ahayah and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from her. They don't want to be held. He that sits in heaven shall laugh. Ahayah shall have them in derision. That's where they are now. I wasn't going to call time. I just talked to you. All these heathens who banging on the New Testament talking about it's the word of God. All of them. Do you know there's over 6,000 separate denominations? They can't even agree on what they believe. Some believe you got to be baptized in order to be saved. Others believe that it's symbolic. Some believe, like the Roman Catholics, believe that communion is actual factual blood and body of your idol shot. Whereas Protestantism say, oh no, it's symbolic. They flip-flop back and forth on what's essential and what's symbolic. And then it doesn't help that the apostate Paul tells you something like this. Some men think one day is above another. Other men think all days are the same. Let everybody be persuaded in his own mind. Come on. What? You just added to the confusion there, Brother Paul. And you said, God is not the author of confusion. And then you're going to say some confusing crap like that, supposedly speaking for him. I'll wait. That's why it's bunk. Okay? Psalms 2 verse 4 again. He that sits in heaven shall laugh. Ahayah laughing at you. Ahayah shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them with sore displeasure. Oh, he talking to you. When you got boils on you, when you being burnt to the crisp by the sun, when you broke, busted, and can't be trusted, Ahayah talking to you. He's showing you just how upset he is with your foolishness. Yet I have set my king, this is Ahayah speaking, yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. He said, I set my king, who's his king? David. The way he put David on the holy hill of Zion. I will declare and decree, Ahayah hath said unto me. Who's speaking? David. And who's speaking through David? The spirit of Ahayah. How do we know that? 2 Samuel 23 verse 2. That's how we know that. So listen to the spirit. What saith the spirit of Ahayah? Psalms chapter 2 verse 7. I will declare and decree. Ahayah has said unto me. You are my son. This day have I begotten you. I ain't got no more timeouts. So give me a text. I'm going to call one I ain't got. Don't you have to believe in JC being the only begotten in order to be saved? You got to believe that. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Really no. It says right here, David's the begotten son. How can JC be the only begotten son if David is the begotten son? This is the only begotten son we can find in the Tanakh. That would be King David. Not Solomon, not Asher, not any of his descendants' son. No, he ain't say this to nobody else. Ahayah only said this to David. This day I've begotten you. You're my begotten son. He called other people son, but David is the begotten son. I'll read it again. I will declare and decree. This is David speaking by the Spirit, according to 2 Samuel 23:2. This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 7. I will declare and decree. Ahayah has said unto me, you are my son. This day have I begotten you. Ask of me, and I shall give you the heathen for your inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for your possession. We can go back to 2 Samuel and read that David owned it all the lands around him. He had rest from his enemies all the way around because he conquered them. The heathen were under his foot. He was Big Muckamuck, King of Kings. Woo! You shall break them with the rod of iron, which he did. He beat them in battle. You shall dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Did he? Absolutely. Tore him a new one. That's why he couldn't build the temple, remember? That's why David couldn't build a temple. Even though it was in his heart to do it, he couldn't build a temple because why? He was a man of war. Oh, he had killed too many people. Yeah. I said, nah, you're a man of war. You ain't gonna build a temple. Your son, Solomon, he'll build it. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. This is Psalms 2 and 9. And you shall dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O you kings. And he said, hey, listen up, kings of the earth. Ones that have been conspiring. All you in your little huddles. Your little councils this and huddle that. Having your conferences. All you leaders are there. Be wise now, O kings. Be instructed, you judges of the earth. Serve Ahayah with fear. This is the bottom line. Serve Ahayah with fear and rejoice with trembling. Ahayah said in Isaiah, I believe it's 66, that he'll take a person with a contrite heart who trembles at his word. He'll accept that one. Hear that, kings. Hear that, leaderships. Hear that. Want to be rulers, judges. Hear that. You want to be accepted by Ahayah? You better tremble when he speak. Woo! And know what he's talking of. And know what he is saying and what he is not. We've proven that. And we're going to continue to prove it. As long as Ahayah wills it to be so that I live his kingdom tearing the earth remain. I'll be right here. For how long as Ahayah wills it to be so, I'll be right here proving it. Psalms chapter 2, verse 11 again. Serve Ahayah with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son. Who's the Son? David. Lest he be angry and you perish from the way. Why? Because David is a man of war. He'll kill you. When his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Who? David. All those who trust in David will be blessed. All those who fear Ahayah will be fine. If you kiss up to David, you'll be fine. If you don't, David gonna take your head off. Why? Because Ahayah said, hey, you're gonna break those knuckleheads like a potter breaks a vessel, like a pot of crush a bad cup they just made. That's how you gonna handle them. Wow. Yeah, ask the Philistines about that. Why you ask Moabites about that? Why you ask Goliath about it? Ask them. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't, because they dead. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, when his fury is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that trust in him. Trust Ahayah and follow the word that he gave through the mouth of David. All praises to Ahayah and Ahayah alone. For how alone is our master, alone is our savior, alone is our redeemer, alone is our king. David is the anointed one. He is king, appointed by Ahayah on Zion. Yada Ahayah.